ACL. Diagnosis torn ACL. I said, dude, I was at the computer. I said, what? I said, game over, dog. They can't come back from that.
Yeah.
Like, that was it. They had no other offensive threat. It didn't matter. Draymond, I think, was 3 for 4, maybe, on threes or whatever. Andre Iguodala did not have the strength in that calf, man. He could not jump for shit in the world. So when he was going towards the paint, you could see it was times where he was really looking to pass because he knew his elevation. It was as bad as Patrick Ewing when Patrick Ewing did that finger roll. Where if he had his calf, yeah, bro. Every time Andre had it, if you pay attention to basketball, you'll see Andre could have took him off the dribble. We talking about Andre Iguodala here, who was a monster in terms of dunking and whatever when he was in Philly, whatever. His game trickled down. He developed more of a jump shot or whatever. But he gets a lot of time where he don't have to push offensively. That would have been the marvelous time for him for 8 to 10 minutes to be able to go out there and just got down. Dude, it was a couple of times where he got down, was coming off the dribble, went after it. Oh yeah, I meant to tell you it's double blood point weekend. So it just started today. So goddamn, get what you can, because I think Ghostface comes out in a few weeks, if not in another week or so.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna definitely be on that.
Cause that's what they normally do when it's a special killer. They do a blood hunt. Normally when it's and then when it's just new characters in general blood hunt. You can check that wiki for future information and stuff like that too. The one that I had sent you. But yeah, Andre, every time I saw Andre posting up, and I was like, dude, Danny Green can't guard him, Van Vliet can't guard him. It's got to be somebody like a Siakam or something like that, because he got too much power and shit. Them niggas is too small to put on that nigga, dog. And when Powell got in the game for that brief period of time, I said, oh man, he finna butcher that nigga. And then there was so many times where he dribbled the ball so low that you could tell he couldn't rise up. And I was like, okay, that calf is getting worse, and his lower back, we already know, is just as bad as David West.
He's already had back.
Yeah. So I was like, wow, bro. I was like, this is, watching that team, I was like, man, they don't look defeated. They just look half dead. They just look super half dead. And I was like, man, Steph needed to be able to carry him, and he couldn't. That shot, I said, oh, that's a good shot, right? That's a good view for him right there. Couldn't do it.
That's the thing with Steph Curry, like, if you look at Steph Curry by the numbers, he's actually not that good on uncontested threes.
You know what?
Like,
I could have swore I read that somewhere.
his shot percentage is higher when it's contested.
Yeah. Like, it wasn't nobody jumping in his face or whatever, but he had people near him. But yeah, he couldn't land it, bro. He had a clear view. For a great shooter as he is, he had a clear view. Couldn't hit it.
But yeah, just like I said, I've always said I thought Klay Thompson was the more dangerous offensive weapon. Yeah, people are ducking Steph was the greatest shooter the NBA's ever seen. I was like, I think Klay is better. I always have. But cause like the stuff that I just seen Klay do was like, man, this is ridiculous.
Man put up 34, 36 and a quarter, dog. Free. And like,
Insane.
and that nigga benched them because they were, I was like, dog, sometimes you got to go after the stat. Sometimes you got to go after the. That's historic, dog. That nigga Kerr was like, yeah, I got to shit you down, though. You know, sportsmanship.
Yeah,
That.
I was like, go for that record.
If I was the coach, I would have been like, yeah, tear that ass up. Go get it.
Yeah.
Draymond, you about to get a goddamn quadruple double because you finna force feed this nigga like all day, dog. Fuck that shit. They would have been mad at me. Yeah, Coach Maxwell just kept pushing. He already had a 17-point lead. Look, Klay was hot as shit.
He was I had to keep him. I had to let him do what he do.
Let him do what he do. This is to let everyone in the league know he ain't a second fiddle to nobody. He can torch you like anybody else on here, on this team.
That's what I'm talking about. Man, Toronto has a ring now. That's cool. First year Kawhi gets this.
I like it.
He's married with his ring. That's crazy.
I like it. I like that. I like that. And and
But
and,
I
and
think for me personally, that puts him on the same level as LeBron
I'm gonna say this:
as a player.
that weak ass nigga DeMar DeRozan. After I found out he really did say that about how he built all of that and blah blah blah, and he deserved a
Oh,
ring.
he actually said that? I thought that was a joke.
Yeah, I thought it was a joke too. But he didn't say he
Oh, he
deserved a ring.
actually said that.
Yeah, he didn't say he deserved the ring part, but he did say, you know what I'm saying, he helped build all that, blah, blah, blah. I was like, nah, bro. He didn't help build none of that shit. I said he was a fairly good player, and they kept trying to find components to play around both he and Kyle Lowry, and it never meshed. It took an even better player, though forced to keep Kyle Lowry because they had him on that big 3-year deal. And they said, okay, we're going after a superstar or above average player. Because even Paul George is considered above DeRozan, even though I feel DeRozan has a better overall offensive game than Paul George. And Paul George ain't good defensively. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. And I don't care about the hype about what the fuck he did this year. Well, moving on. Superstars do make everyone else better. They allow them to be in certain positions on the field, on the court, where they are most comfortable. They get them the matchups that make them the most dominant, etc. Like Kendrick Perkins said, Siakam wasn't even getting playing time last year. He works hard in the summer. Kawhi ain't even been there a full year. Kawhi don't know shit about Siakam. But he became his number 2, 20-point player. He ain't gonna get most improved just cause that nigga changed his hairstyle. No, he elevated his entire overall game. And playing with a star like that allowed him to do that because that star wasn't like, okay, I got to get these 20 points right here. I got to go 1-on-4, etc. Shouts out to DeMar DeRozan for having, you know what I'm saying, that nice mid-range shot and all that good stuff. But, bro, you ain't a franchise player. The last franchise player they had was Chris Bosh, and Chris Bosh left. Oh, no. Let's go, Rafe.
As soon as I beat this boss, I'm about to hop on. And I'm in some goodness. Man, I didn't know he actually said that. Like, that shit actually makes me lose some respect.
Yeah, he didn't say the ring part, but just, you know what I'm saying, the fact that he
Yeah,
helped
yeah.
build that. I still felt like you shouldn't be talking. And you with the Spurs now, dog, a team that even with half the ability, you should be able to because your coach is also GM. You know what I'm saying? He knows what it takes. Yeah, you should be, you know what I'm saying, more than mildly successful there. You should be able to get to at least a Western Conference final with him.
Yeah.
Um, but then again, I don't really have confidence in that weak ass nigga, LaMarcus Aldridge. So He might be able to use him as a scapegoat. So that nigga trash. Just like I told you earlier, this season, that nigga LaMarcus talking about the what ifs and if he had stayed in goddamn Portland and shit. Man, shut the fuck up, nigga. Man, shut the fuck up, nigga. Yeah, cause you see what that nigga Damian then turned into after you got down hated on the nigga, basically. Piece of shit. You don't deserve shit. If I was Portland, I wouldn't look at that nigga twice. Piece of shit. Hate them big niggas that be trash as fuck. You got that shit super easy. Your big ass.
Oh, you talking about? You still the whole Marcus on?
Hell yeah.
Basketball's gotta be really easy. Like real easy.
I feel you. I feel you. I think that's. Truth.
I hate that that one because it seems like I always die in the games when I try to pick up an item. I always die in those games. I don't have 9,000 shards.
Because they expected people to be playing more, which they did, you know what I'm saying? People playing more or whatever to get the shit easier, to compensate for the money.
You don't get that many when you run. Guess I can only unlock. I figured. Shards.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one I was telling you about where you can hit him with the door and now stun him. Yeah. Yeah, so you gotta kinda already be in there or already using it, and then when they get close to you, be like, oh shit, and set it up that way.
She's interesting. I like the poison.
Uh-oh, that's a 4K. I think I put everybody on the hook at least once. At certain killers, I don't even destroy the goddamn pallets sometimes now. Well, I don't like I. Oh no. The only killer that has the respawn ability, or what you think is respawn with the pallets, is the doctor, as far as I know. But what I mean by I don't destroy the pallets is because now I understand. Remember, everybody don't run the same and everything like that, so I understand with most of the characters that I come across. When I'm playing as a killer and chasing them down, excuse me, how much time they need when running up to a pallet, if they pulled it down already, the time that they'll need to, you know what I'm saying, slide across that shit. And yeah, so depending on the actual killer or whatever, like Wraith loses speed when he hits the bell to go into cloak. He gains speed depending on what type of perk you put on him.